All right. Hi, good morning. My name is Juan Montoya, and for this mini webinar, I'm presenting Beatles era drum kits. And for most people, the most iconic drum set is the Beatles drum kit, mainly during the time of their first visit to US, and they appear in the Ed Sullivan Show with this nice kit, and after that, it was a boom uh, for drummers to set up their drum kit like Ringo Starr did, and from that point on, he's been the most celebrated drum kit in the world. So I decided to come up with a with a timeline related to what drum kits used Ringo during the Beatles era. So he started. Um, Actually, this was inherited from his first band, which was called uh, the Roddy Storms and the Hurricanes, and he had this drum kit from 1960 until 1963. At which time he changed it for another drum kit, and at that time he was inside the Beatles. He was playing with the Beatles. So this one was the first Beatles drum kit, and it's called Premiere Mahogany Duroplastic from 1960, and is only four drums with three cymbals, and it contained one of the most important things that it contains the Beatles logo here in the front. It was created like a simple drawing on a rag that was pressed with the hoops of the drum kit, and that was it. So after that, manager Brian Epstein took Ringo Starr to a store in Liverpool to acquire his second drum kit, which was the most iconic drum kit, the Ludwig, which was the brand. And the sizes were exactly the same as his previous kit, the Premier drum kit. And it was very nice because it has this oyster black pearl finish on the wrap and included the logo that the Beatles used throughout their entire career with the drop T and the big P and the Ludwig logo here on the front. So it was a small drum kit, but it was nice. And the next drum kit for, from 1964 was exactly the same type of drum kit, but this one was acquired in the States specifically for the 1964 tour. And it was exactly the same as I mentioned before, same finish. It included the same logo on the front of the drum head. And here we have a picture of them appearing in the Ed Sullivan Show, which was the first time this drum kit appeared live. Next, two drum kits were Ludwig Super Classic, a little bit bigger than the two previous Ludwig kits he had, but these two kits had an advantage is that they sounded fuller. He used this 1964 drum kit throughout the rest of the Beatles' career until 1968, and the next kit was exactly the same, but it was the particularity of this one is that it was used for the 1965 tour. And here we have a picture of Ringo Starr playing at Shea Stadium in 1965 with this nice drum kit. Same finish, a little bigger, and it was a Ludwig Super Classic. And the last kit Ringo had was, I'm going to read here a little bit. On Tuesday, September 10th, 1968, Mal Evans, which was the road manager, and Ringo went to Drum City to select a new drum kit. Ringo chose a new hood finish over glitter. Ringo took possession of his 1967 Ludwig Hollywood Thermogloss maple finish drum kit the following day, September 11th, 1968. And here we have them. We have the Beatles playing at the rooftop concert in Apple, in Liverpool, in London, I'm sorry. And Ringo started playing with his nice Ludwig Hollywood kit. It has a characteristic, and is that it had an extra tom these two small drums here are called toms. So he had a normal 12 tom and a 13 tom. 13 is the size, 13 inches, 12 inches, and he put like a pillow inside of the bass drum, and so he used this drum kit mainly for the last part of the White Album. Next, he moved on to play on Let It Be sessions, Get Back sessions, and after that, he recorded Abbey Road album with this kit. It has another characteristic, and that characteristic is that he mufflered all the drums with uh, pillows, as I mentioned before, and some blankets. He used some blankets. We can see the blankets here around. Um, and what else? So basically, this is the story of the of the Beatles timeline. Um the possession, he keeps us some of the drum sets, but I'm sorry. Um, Mostly he's still using Ludwig kits to this day, and because the sound of the Ludwig kits is very warm and full. So I went to some pages on internet to look up for information related to these nice kits. I actually have one of them, and these are the reference. I don't know if you guys have any questions or anything to add to it, but this was my presentation, and that is it. Thank you so much.
Wow,
I
great
have a
job.
question.
Okay.
Yep.
How many kids did Ringo use during the Beatles' career?
Okay, he used six kits mainly, but sometimes we could see in some rehearsals he hired some kits just for that particular rehearsal. But basically, there were six kits he used. Four Ludwigs, I'm sorry, five Ludwigs and one Premier kit. Yeah, and to this day, Ringo is still using Ludwig kits. He's endorsed with that brand.
Thank
Come
you.
on. I can thank you, Judith.
I
I can
have
see
a
you are very
question, teacher.
okay. Go.
Sorry.
What's your name?
Bellis.
Excuse me.
Very
Okay.
Okay,
And
go ahead.
one, how many millions did the kit with which he recorded some of the Beatles' first hit sell?
That's a very good question, and I'm afraid I failed to mention that, but that's a good question. Um, the first Ludwig kit, Black Oyster Pearl, was sold in an auction for $2.1 million, and that's the most expensive drum kit in the world. Very good question.
Teacher, I have a
Okay,
question.
Juan.
Yeah.
Okay,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Uh, I have a question for Juan.
yes, Jonathan.
What
Yeah, Karen.
what did Ringo like about the first do we kit he bought?
Yeah, that's another good question. He liked the most when he went to the store in Liverpool, the fact that it was American. It was made in States, because it was the post-war, and they were just thinking about everything that the United States did for the war, and it was good quality. So they had in mind that an American kit was good quality. So that's what he liked about it, the quality and the fact that it was American.
I have a question, teacher.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Yeah, go. What's your name?
Geraldine.
Geraldine, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Ringo still have most of his kids to this day, you know?
Yes, he still have them all, except one, and it was the one that was sold in auction, and that was, I guess, in 2018. Was sold in 2018 for $2.1 million. That's the first Ludwig kit the Beatles had, and he no longer has it. It was sold out.
Okay, Juan, I have a thank you, girls, for the questions. The last question is this one. Can you tell me, I mean, I could see you are so passionate with this topic, and I really want to know how, no, why did you start, or in which point of your life did you decide to be so passionate with this topic or get interested in this topic?
Well, I was 12 years old when I always liked rock and roll music, but the Beatles were something like an iconic band, and it represents some change in culture and history. And since I was 12 years old, I used to see snippets and clips of the Beatles in TV and everything, and I said, man, they look so cool, and their image. The music, the sound. I mean, it was something like the fact that they came from Liverpool, England. It was something different. So it was like, yeah, since I was like around 12 years old. Now I'm 45.
You are 42.
44.
So
44.
how long have you been? So how long have you been interested in? Like 20 years?
Maybe more. Maybe what? 30? 30?
Oh my
30,
gosh!
32 years?
Wow, that's too much.
Yeah. I love them. I
Okay.
have all the records.